Are you thinking about selling your cleaning business? If you are, listen up, this is for you. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to you by House Call Pro, which is a software that goes on your phone and your computer, and they sync together to run the automated parts of your business as far as your customers go, your jobs, your dispatching, your scheduling, your one-click credit card processing, the invoicing, billing, all that stuff. Check it out at housecallpro.com/Angela, and they'll walk you on a demo to see if it's right for you. All right, on to today's session. There is a woman who, because of the coronavirus and staying at home and her whole entire life changing upside down with her kids not going back to school full time, she's going to be homeschooling this fall. She's going to sell her house cleaning business because she's not able to run it functioning at a regular pace. So she says, what do I need to know if I'm thinking about selling my cleaning business? All right, fascinating topic, and one that I'm super excited to share with you because we go all the way back to the beginning of your business. And if you're going to start a business, I want you to think of starting a business on day one. On day two, I want you to think of selling your business. What? How is that even possible? If we're starting a business, that should be our focus, right? Yes, but. Here's the but. It comes from Stephen Covey, who built into us the concept of start with the end in mind. And the whole beginning with the end in mind concept is, if I'm going to start a business today, what does it look like when I go to sell my business? Because if you know what it looks like, how much money I have to earn, and how much I'm going to work in my business, how long or how many years I'm going to work in my business, what I want to sell it for, why I want to sell it, under what circumstances I want to sell it. Once you know what that end goal is, you can work your way backward and you can set up the proper steps that lead you there. That's the whole purpose of that concept. Okay, so from the very beginning, what is it that you want to do? And I need you to ask the questions of yourself. Because if you go to sell your business, it's just like going on a walkthrough with a customer. You get to a customer's house and a customer is going to ask you a series of questions. And as the business owner or as the house cleaner that's going to be doing the cleaning, you have to answer those series of questions to their satisfaction or they don't hire you for the job. The same rules apply when you go to sell your business. There are going to be bankers that want to ask for your bank statements. They want statements of the money you have earned because if you're selling your business, hopefully you're selling it for a profit. And so you have to guarantee that the new buyers are going to make X amount of dollars per year by buying your business. So you can't prove that unless you keep certain records and bookkeeping and all that stuff. So bankers are going to ask you questions. If you go through a broker, the broker is going to ask you a certain series of questions that's going to have everything to do with your personnel. Tell me about the people that work for your company. Well, they're nice people. Not going to cut it, right? You have to have documentation of all of your employee files and all of the different things that you've taught your employees and how well they're trained and how they've done on the job and the ratings and reviews and all those things about the personnel because you're going to package that together and you're going to sell that as part of your package. All right, so they're going to also ask you about your marketing. And so it's very interesting because right now, before you spend any money, they're going to start looking at things like, tell me about your website. Does your website bring in traffic? What is your website connected to? Does it connect to different social media channels? And what is on those social media channels? Is there a consistent brand that goes out on your social media channels that's on your website? And does that reflect the person that shows up to the customer's house to do the cleaning? And so there are a whole bunch of pieces of the puzzle that if you know what those puzzle pieces are, starting from the very beginning, you start setting all of those elements in place so that one day, for whatever reason, whether it's a pandemic or whether it's a life crisis, whether it's a health crisis, we just don't know. But the day may come when you need to just pull the ripcord and say, hey, I got to sell my business right now. Then you need to have all this stuff in place. That's why we say begin with the end in mind. Did you set up your business on day one so that you could sell it later on for a profit? Because if you have to sell it midway, maybe you don't get to sell it for the big money, but maybe you could sell it for half price because you have all this stuff still in place and it's worth X amount of dollars. But if you're waiting until one day, like, one day down the road, I'll put all this stuff together, it's not going to be worth that at the end, whatever that big, large sum is that you're hoping to sell your business for. And so every step that you make today leads you on a path of one way or it leads you somewhere else. It's like buying a house. If you know in 2 years you're going to buy a house, then you have to get all of your records in place today. You got to make sure your credit is in line today. If your furniture falls apart, you might be 8 months from your goal date. and you say, wait a second, instead of buying new furniture now for the old house, why don't we wait and hold off and make sure that the furniture that we have, we just keep, so that when we get ready to move, that we just toss this furniture and we're not storing it in a storage unit somewhere, and that the furniture that we buy matches the decor of the new house, and that it fits in the corners and the way that the rooms are structured. Because I know that even as we've moved houses, a lot of the furniture that we had in one house didn't fit in the rooms of the new house. You might have to go through and replace a lot of furniture. But if that's your end goal, then you say, hey, wait a second, I will make this concession here, knowing that I'm going to come over here and do something different. So it changes and it informs your perspective as you go down that road. So if you're going to sell your business, and it's not that I don't hope you do, it's that if you do and when you do, that you have all your ducks in a row. That's an American idiom that means we want to have all of our activities in place, and we want to have all of our documents in place, and we want to make sure that we've done everything properly all along the way so that the process is easy on the end. So there's a lot to consider, and yes, you can sell your business, but if you haven't set it up correctly from the beginning, I recommend that you stop right now and you do that today, because every step you take towards that journey from here forward can focus on that end result. All right, I hope that helps a little bit. If it does, please pass this on to a friend. If we've earned your subscription, please subscribe or give us a thumbs up. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.